Let's get to today's Daily Dish. Well, talking about food, T-Pain has come up with the latest controversial food take on the internet.
Okay.
This is steak pizza, Ron.
Okay.
It's actually what it sounds like. It's pizza toppings like cheese and pepperoni, etc.,
Right.
melted on top of steaks.
Really?
He says he wanted his chef to make it for him when he came out of a 2-week liquid diet. Well, I don't doubt it. I mean,
there goes that
anything
diet.
on a pizza if you've been on a liquid diet.
Yeah.
So is it, I'm trying to see it. Is it a whole steak?
Well, whoever's on that camera is just moving it around a lot, but you could see they took like cuts of steak and they basically put pizza toppings on top of it.
So it's not a big old T-bone
Instead of
on
like
there.
like a deep dish bread pizza, it's like a deeper like steak pizza.
You know what
I'm
that
saying?
looks like to me?
What's that?
Clogged arteries on
Yes,
the
it
plate.
does.
Yeah, boy.
Yes, it
Clog
does.
those arteries.
Oh my goodness, that's a whole lot of cholesterol. You know, here's the thing, and I love pizza too.
Me too.
But there are other ways I want to get my cheese intake, and you know, for the.
Well, you and I both have a cheese addiction. We have to
Oh, my
confess that here in public
Yes, we
for
do.
all people.
You know, the wild thing is I didn't realize it at the time. Yesterday was, well, of course, Easter Sunday, but it was also Malbec Day.
Oh, it was Malbec Day. Did you have some?
And I had a Malbec, and for like the first time in maybe 2 or 3 months, I had a Malbec, and I didn't even think about it.
Oh, you didn't know you were celebrating?
No, I didn't know I
Well,
was
look at
celebrating the
you.
day that I was celebrating.
Cutting-edge wine drinker.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to be a cutting-edge steak pizza eater. I think I'll pass on it. I might eat the pizza and the steak separately on separate occasions.
Yes. Well, I mean, it was an internet sensation.
Still,
so
yeah,
whatever.
go T-Pain. Hey,
Now,
good for
this
you.
is really clever, and our producer, Audrey, says this is a plant she can't kill. Lego wants us to be a part of our plant collection. Lego Creators Botanical Collection is adding 2 new sets, orchid and succulents. The orchid kit, going to run you about 600 pieces there, not dollars, pieces. And the succulent kit has closer to 800. Each promises to look very much like the real article. Of course, they don't have to be watered, Audrey. That's why you love it, and they never die. Orchid kit comes in with a blue pot, succulent with 8 different pots. Both kits are going to be available May 1st. They're about $50. They're pretty impressive.
They are very impressive, and a lot of these Lego creations are very impressive. There was actually a Lego store up in Times Square up in New York.
Oh, yes, yes.
And it was really impressive to see the creations. Here's the problem with that. Now, our producer Audrey knows as well as any of us that, yeah, she may not be able to kill that plant, but your cat will. And, and I've got cats, and Audrey's got cats, and they will play with it and knock those things to pieces. And then those are pieces you're going to step on as you're walking.
Yes, and there's nothing worse than stepping on a Barbie doll high heel
and then pulling
or
that
a
Lego out of your
Lego.
meat.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
love
not
these.
good, but anyway. They look really cool. They really do. And
They do.
I tell you what, it seems like these Legos keep getting smaller and smaller, though, and it's like with some of these
They are
projects.
little bitty pieces.
All right.
Good luck with that, gang.
Yes, indeed. Good luck with you guys.
Well, there may be an unwelcome addition to your Wordle puzzle, Ron.
What?
The results screen now includes a small banner at the bottom advertising another puzzle, the New York Times Spelling Bee.
Okay.
Now, that could be a problem for many Wordle fans who appreciate the simplicity of the app, which allows you to take a shot of the day's puzzle, decide whether to share it on Twitter, then close the app and move on. But when the New York Times bought Wordle, they promised no changes would be made to its gameplay. Apparently, that promise doesn't extend to the results pages. Now, everything I just said, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Okay,
and
well, then
anybody who
you
Wordles-
hold forth here.
Well, I know, but see, the game is still played the same way. We try to guess the word, the 5-letter word, right? By just guessing different words, and you get like certain letters right. But, you know, people do share, you know. After you're finished, it'll...
Oh, yeah, if you get a good score, everybody's going to tell.
Right, I mean, it's got like, they'll give you the share. And here's another, I've given this advice before, I'll do it again. If you get it right in 4 or more, don't go sharing that. That's not anything to brag about. 3 or less is pretty impressive. If you get it in 1, it's a complete guess. But at the same time, if you get it in 3 or less, then you can start bragging. No bragging with 4 or more.